If you've ever done time series analysis in Tableau, you probably used a standard line chart that shows, lines of period over period comparison. This can be very boring. And so I decided to create just a little bit of a change of the visuals of the line chart to give us a more exciting data visualization that doesn't change the overall impact of the line chart itself. So let's get started. So here's the line chart that I was talking about that I built. As you can see, there's a period over period comparison with a line that connects them. You can follow along by downloading the Tableau Public workbook. The link will be in the description of the video. I'm not going to go into detail about these period over period calculations in this video and necessarily, some of the details behind it. So if you want the details on the actual calculations, you'll want to download the workbook. So let's break down what's on the dashboard. We have our time frame, which is the adjusted date. Basically, we're just trying to line up our previous period and our current period onto the same time axis. We have that as our column. We start with measure values in our rows. And in measure values, we're going to include our current period order quantity and our previous period order quantity. And then we're also going to have quantity, the sum of the quantity, as another metric up on the rows. Now, these are set to dual axis. They're also synchronized. And then the next step is, so on the normal line chart for measure names, we're just going to set this measure names into the color and also into the line. So what that gives us is just the coloring in between the two lines. So when we set measure names onto this path for line, that's what's creating that connection. So if we set measure names into path, that's how we connect the two lines. Now, setting the sum of the quantity, that's what's actually creating the two lines across the time series. So as you can see, if we remove this, all we'll have is, these straight up bars. So that's pretty much how it's built, the workbook, and you can find out more about kind of specifically what goes into the adjusting the timeframes, building the period calculations, etc. But as far as this chart goes, it's very simple. It just looks a little bit different than what you've probably seen for a time series chart. I hope you enjoy it.